We welcome you to America's Roundtable, a weekend program from the nation's capital focusing on the economy, liberty, and security. I am Joel Anand Samy, joined by co-host Natasha Srdoc, economist, co-founder of International Leaders Summit, and former contributor to the Economist Intelligence Unit. We are pleased to have guest host Becky Norton Dunlop, Vice President of the Heritage Foundation and former Director of the Ronald Reagan White House Cabinet, joining us today. We're delighted to have the Honorable Maurice McTigue. He is the Vice President of the Mercatus Center at George Mason University. He is Director of the Mercatus Center's Government Accountability and a member of its Spending and Budget Initiative and State and Local Policy. Previously, he was a member of the New Zealand Parliament and New Zealand's ambassador to Canada.
There is one specific topic that might not directly relate to the economy. However, it has an important bearing on it, and that is in regard to immigration. Members in the academia, those in the industries, for example, like technology, have always said, well, at times we get students from different parts of the world. They would like to, spend another 4 or 8 years in this country to be able to work in some of these technology parks or specific areas of growth within the states. But due to the hurdles that we have in our current system, they are not able to do so. But at the same time, I've just been able to do a little bit of research and heard Maurice McTigue talk about the immigration efforts and the policies that they have in New Zealand, which has been very interesting, where they attract a very unique group of people. And America has been a land of immigrants. My history is my parents came to the States. I'm a son of an immigrant. And the importance of economic freedom in this country is vital. But at the same time, immigration policy is becoming a topic where individuals are engaged in, but there is quite a bit of confusion.
Comparing New Zealand with the United States, there's some unfairness in that, so let's deal with that for a start. The first responsibility of a government is to actually protect your borders, so illegal immigration should not be something that's happening. It should be a rare event instead of a constant issue. So that needs to be fixed, and there is no excuse for not fixing it. The United States has the capability to fix that problem, needs to fix it. The second thing then is that if you are going to look for talent, and every country that I'm aware of has been enriched by its immigration policies, in our case we decided that instead of trying to have the government determine who it was that you would bring in, we decided that we would let people who had the best talent come in. So if you want to apply to immigrate to New Zealand, you actually make an application, you fill out a series of forms, and the people with the best qualifications get in. And each month there's a lottery that looks at that, and the people with the highest qualifications that month come in. So we don't care where they come from in the world, whether they come from China, whether they come from Korea, or whether they come from South Africa. We just care that we're going to get the best on the way in. And I was Minister of Immigration for a period of time. I've got to say that took away a whole lot of the problems that we used to have and a whole lot of the lobbying that we used to have to suffer, because now everybody knew that it's those who have also applied that's deciding whether or not you can get in, and if you don't measure up, that's bad luck. But maybe try at a later date when the competition isn't so severe. But the beneficiary, of course, is the country that's bringing people in.
Well, Maurice, of course, another great idea that you're bringing to the attention of the American people. Joel, as you mentioned, we are a nation of immigrants, and we appreciate that here in the United States of America, and we do want to have that continue. But you do need to have programs with standards, and I think that's an important point you've made, Maurice. And another point that we need to consider is certainly in this time that we're living in, we have to be able to secure our borders. So people who are listening to this program need to go away with the idea that first of all, we need to be able to secure our borders to make sure that our citizens and the people here in the United States are safe. But second of all, we are a nation of immigrants, and we want that to continue, but we want to do it in an orderly way. And we perhaps should look at that New Zealand program as the next administration and the next Congress has an opportunity to tackle a reform and can do it in a very organized, methodical way, again, working through with the American people what the challenges are, what the opportunities are, and come up with a policy that works in the best interest of the United States and still keeps us a nation that is friendly to immigration.
And don't just look at New Zealand. Look at places like, in particular, Singapore and Hong Kong, who have guest worker programs where people come in on a daily basis from the mainland of China and from Malaysia, and they go back that night. And they don't have overstayer problems. They don't have those huge illegal immigration problems. They've actually got ways of facilitating the fact that there are people who need employees coming in from those places, and it works for both sides. You could easily do that in the United States, but at the moment it's chaotic, and the whole process is being dealt with extraordinary antagonism. You need to get the antagonism out, and you need to be able to deal with the first principles, which is vast numbers of people coming in illegally is unacceptable. Fix it.